Good afternoon, everybody. We were waiting on one last second change, so we've got that and got the document in front of us. And I'm going to ask President Pro Tem Schaefer if he'd do an invocation for us.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together and deliberate on important matters. Please give us discernment, wisdom, and ask that we can be pleasing in your eyes.
Amen. Thank you. Well, Mr. Chairman, we got one more almost out of the way at this point, so I just want to say I appreciate your help and your staff and our staff and our conferees and your conferees and Governor's Office and OPB have all come together, and I think we got something that we can all live with and the folks in the state can be happy with. I think it's a very responsible spending plan for the state going forward for the rest of this year. And I turn it over to you if you want to make some comments and walk through a few highlights or something.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It has been a cooperative work and a collaboration. I as always, appreciate the opportunity of working with you and with the staffs of both of our offices and the governor's folks as well. And you know, it's a $19.325 billion budget, which is a budget that has taken a lot of work by a lot of people to get to this point. And I salute the governor for his work in preparing the budget, because this was a challenging amended budget to prepare. You know, I would just say that there's some pretty important things in there, and I won't kind of just touch on a couple of things and let you see what you want to talk about as well. But I would point out that I believe we've reached some agreement on charter school systems on ongoing funding from this day forward, and that's a good thing. Charter school systems are a good news story for our state. It's something that's working, and I just appreciate everybody's cooperation in making that happen. And of course, understand we have a plan now on the special initiative funding for Gwinnett, and that will start in 2015, and that their funding in this budget is restored. That's certainly important for that school. Just a couple other things. We restored some cuts to hypertension services, which is pretty important to a large part of our population, through the Department of Public Health, and the non-deemed hospitals that you all put the funding in, and we supported as well, which will help private hospitals that do with their charity work. And restored a number of cuts to some very important areas, and maybe I'll let you take it from there, and any of them that I still feel the need to mention, I will after you get through.
Well, I think a couple items that I think really have a statewide impact, and sometimes some of those things aren't seen because they happen behind the scenes and within the state as those particular entities operate. And some things that we were able to do to help there were through y'all's help and help with the governor and OPB, we were able to restore a pretty good sized cut to school nutrition and help get school systems on through the end of the year there. And I know that's important to everybody in both bodies. And then as we kind of got into the budgeting process on 13, we understood and found that there were some issues as we had separated the VOC Rehab Agency out of the Department of Labor last year. And as we kind of started digging in there and got to looking at things, realized that the hospital at Warm Springs has some challenges. They're not overcomable. Not unovercomable, and can be dealt with. And it's just a matter of allowing them to kind of get their feet up under them there and move forward. And so we were able to put some sizable amount of cash there to help get them through the rest of the year, and about $5 million there that will help them finish up the year, hopefully in the black, without VOC Rehab having to take the actual rehab dollars to use toward that. And a few other things, of course, we show in the amended part of the shift on the, getting ready for the shift on the archives from Secretary of State to Regents, which I think is going to be an excellent fit, and I think that community, the archival community, I think feels that same way, that it's going to be a good fit over there, and I think there's a lot of opportunities that Regents offers there, and will be a good fit. That's kind of some of the highlights. Wasn't a whole lot of highlights.
No, I mean, in this era, if you, as I said, a $19.3 billion budget, that's about the same size we passed last April, but there's a lot of changed parts in that budget. But what we tried to do was find the areas that were most needy and restore the cuts that as much as we could. And there's not much new money in there for anything. And until the economy improves, that's just pretty much the way it's going to be. But Georgia's built a good record of meeting its contingencies and meeting them head on and living within its means, and that leadership has been recognized by the bond underwriters, and that today explains why we've maintained the AAA bond rating. So it's a salute to all the leadership, and it's certainly want you to know it's a real honor and pleasure to work with you.
Same here. And one other thing I meant to mention is we were able to work together and eliminate the 3% cuts to the graduate medical education and also for Mercer and Morehouse. So I'm glad that we can get those back to even, and we'll face another year coming soon and deal with it, of course, in the big budget here shortly. But
any comments from the conferees? Good. Appreciate our new conferees. They were both busy and supportive and
well behaved.
As far as you know.
Well,
worked when called upon.
Don't come to the chamber.
Yeah. But anything else?
No, sir. I guess we're ready to sign.
I think we've got the papers right there to sign.
Anybody need one? A pen? Yeah, thanks. I'll just pass it with a pen. It's got all red. I use all red during the budget stuff.
I do too.
You told me to be prepared, so that's why I have a pen ready.
You need a pen?
We did that. Thank you.
While we're signing, I want to compliment both Jack and Terry on my experience, not many in this regard, as a rule. The challenges that you guys faced and solved in a very courageous way. This budget especially, some of the progress you've already made in the big budget, probably way in the weeds, and most people don't understand how sophisticated and positive you've been, and honest and transparent with people in Georgia. But you guys have pretty much single-handedly turned this process around for the people in Georgia. Contrast with what we see at other levels of government, especially above us. So, at least one old guy watching you all work, it's something that inspires me, impresses me, and on behalf of the folks I represent, I want to say thank you for the job well done, being great stewards of the people.
Thank you, Mr. Leader.
What do you get when you put an old grocer and an old feed store guy in a room? A state budget.
Volume in dollars, profit in pennies.
That's right.
Used to say.
Need a bigger truck.
Have a heart of signing was in the wrong place here.
You'll be dreaming about that next.
Right for Martha puts her names.
I know it. We wouldn't know where to sign. I'm just glad she was pointing to your line for you. Well, Mr. Chairman, if it's
Chairman,
all right with you, we'll adjourn.
see you. Good luck in the next few days on your 14th.
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
This is great.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate your kind words.
Okay.